Focus, focus. Okay, now that I was promising you before a video on my original sump pan, which is this, the original sump pan that came with this bike. And when I first bought the bike, whenever I buy any vehicle, the first thing I do is change oil and filter. Even if the person who had it before said, I've just had it serviced, I just had the oil and filter changed. Not that they're always liars, but generally, you get to err on the side of caution. So the first thing you want to do, change oil and filter. What that should take, if you're going to drain the oil properly, say an hour, maybe more. When I changed oil on this bike, when I first got it 3 years ago or so, it took me a week, because when I undid the sump nut, get some light in here, it was on really tight, and I had my ratchet on there, and it was really tight. Oh, got it to go, and it was tight, loose, tight, loose, tight, loose, all the way around. I thought, oh, there's something not right about this. So eventually it came out and all the oil drained out, and I pulled the sump plug out of the oil, and there was a nice sliver of aluminium in there, because this is a steel nut and this is aluminium, and if you didn't know, steel is stronger than aluminium. So what I suspect happened was, they took, whoever had this bike before, took it to a bike shop or a dealer or just some general klutz, and when they did the oil change, they wiped the crush nut on, they put that on, either crossed the threads or, more likely, did it up a little bit, put the air tool on, and then what happens is, with the air tool, gets to a certain point, it's tight, but then it continued and it basically ate into that. So what that meant was that when I came back along and tried to put this back in, it wouldn't tighten up. You basically tighten it, and then it feels tight, and you give it just that little bit more, just to make sure it's not going to come out while you're riding, and it moves again, and it's basically popped off the thing. So I had a choice. I could either helicoil it, which basically means cutting another one of those, which would mean getting a bigger one of these, which would mean me buying a helicoil kit, which is about 30 quid, or I went on eBay and bought a new pan for 30 quid, gasket seal, and just replaced the whole thing, and it took a week to change oil. And so the point of this video is, when you are changing your oil, make sure that you don't over tighten that, because it will screw you. There we go, you can hear it. That shouldn't slot into, see if we can show you. Extreme close up. Right, let's try this. I'm gonna try and hold this and not shake it at the same time. So that shouldn't, I'm not, it shouldn't do that. Basically go to any other nut and recess, and it should just, for it to go in there, you should have to turn it, which you don't have to do. And look how loose that is. You shouldn't be able to do that. So my advice, remember, I'm not a mechanic, so you can take this advice or not, it's what works for me. I tighten it up, so that it's there where when you get to your ratchet, and it's like that, and I just give it just a little bit more. Not not so that you're hanging off it, but just so that it's tighter. Ideally, you should use a torque wrench. I have got one somewhere. I don't know where it is at the minute. And your manual or whatever, you will have a torque setting. You can use that, or in most cases just do it to that point just after it's tight enough, hand tight. Would do for most bolts. Obviously, you know, drivetrain bolts, that sort of thing, you want to make sure you get the right torque setting, but for things like this, you can get away with that, and it means that you're not gonna screw it up like this is, because steel into aluminium, you've just got to be so careful. So there we are. I've been David, you've been awesome, and I'll catch you next time. Toodle pipple.